Okay, yogurt is produced through fermentation. Through this webinar, participants will learn the basic principles of fermentation. The objective of this webinar are: first, to discover whether it's possible to make your own yogurt at home. Second is to learn the basic principles of yogurt making. Now, I would like to introduce our speaker today, Dr. Ong Kiah Ju. Dr. Ong is a senior lecturer at the Department of Science and Engineering Center for Foundation Study, Utah Sungai Long campus. As a strong advocate of STEM education, she is actively conducting science workshops for teachers, students, and kids. She has conducted more than 50 sessions of science workshop and hands-on experiment at a public, school, and rural area on the volunteer basis since 2014. Her focus is entirely rooted in generating interesting and creative teaching and learning methods that can improve the learning of STEM. Also, she just finished her PhD research in STEAM education at Donghai University, Taiwan in March 2020. So now, without further ado, we will turn the time over to Dr. Ong. Hi, Dr. Ong.
Hello, morning. Can you all hear me? If you can hear me, just raise your hand for those who can hear me. Just want to check whether, okay, thank you very much. Okay, thank you, Miss Lee. Thanks for the introduction. And I'm Dr. Ong. Welcome to today's workshop. In today's workshop, we will be learning, all of us will be learning together on how to make your own yogurt. And yeah, let me share my screen first. Okay, I would like to check with all of you. Can you all see my screen now, my slides? Okay, I think you all can see, right? Okay, is it possible for all of you to make your own yogurt at home without using any yogurt mix powder or without using any yogurt maker? The answer is yes. You are able to do your own yogurt without purchasing any yogurt mix from the market or without any yogurt maker. Okay, that's why all of us, we are here in this webinar to share my knowledge with all of you on how to make your yogurt. Okay, there are two objectives for today's webinar. First is to discover whether it is possible for you to make your own yogurt at home. And also at the same time, you will be learning on the basic principle of yogurt making. So these are the two objectives for today's webinar. Okay, as all of us, we know that yogurt is a kind of fermented milk. For homemade yogurt, it only contains two ingredients. The ingredients are milk and also bacterial cultures. So normally in yogurt, the bacterial cultures that we use will be Streptococcus thermophilus and also Lactobacillus bulgaricus. You can always see these two types of bacteria that appear together. If you go to supermarket, you look at any commercial yogurt, you look at the food label, you will always see these two types of bacteria. Okay, the taste of the yogurt that you make is different based on the types of temperature that you use. So different temperature will give you different taste. For example, if you heat the milk up to 77 degrees Celsius, you get a thinner texture. However, if you heat the milk up to 90 degrees Celsius and you hold it, you leave it for 10 minutes at 90 degrees Celsius, you get a thicker and creamy texture. So the texture or the thickening of this yogurt, actually it depends on the protein that found inside the milk. Okay, some of you, maybe you have written down some questions for me and asked me to explain what are the benefits of yogurt. First of all, yogurt it contains a lot of nutrients such as protein, calcium, vitamins, and some other minerals also that I'm not able to put down every single detail of it. Just put a few one over here. And lactose is a good or suitable for those people who suffer from lactose intolerance. Okay, there are some people that cannot digest the lactose or the sugar that found inside the milk. That's why you can, but you don't worry, you can consume yogurt because the lactose in the milk already broken down by the bacteria. So it is safe for those people who suffer from lactose intolerance to take yogurt. And research has found that yogurt, it helps to reduce or lower the risk of type 2 diabetic. At the same time, researchers also they found that the consumption of yogurt, it helps to reduce the incidence of CVD, cardiovascular disease. Okay, and some researchers, when they conducted animal studies, they found that yogurt actually it helps to reduce the systolic blood pressure. And some other researchers, they also found out that yogurt, it helps to reduce the development of allergy and it improve digestive system. Actually, there are a lot of benefits that can be found when we consume yogurts. These are just a few benefits that I would like to share with all of you. Okay. I believe that all of you have seen the word prebiotic and probiotic over the TV commercial or maybe online advertisement or Facebook. You always see this word prebiotic, probiotic, but you don't really, sometimes you don't really understand what are they actually. Okay, actually prebiotic, it refers to fiber that we as a human being, we cannot digest this fiber, but this fiber is a good food or the food source for the good for the bacteria. So we can always get prebiotic in the legumes, oats, fruits, asparagus, garlic, leeks, onions, and etc. So these are the source of food for good bacteria. Whereas probiotic, it refers to live bacteria or good bacteria. So normally these probiotic are found in our digestive system. And this probiotics, it provides a lot of health benefits that I shared with you earlier on. So normally we can get a probiotic or this good live bacteria in yogurt or yogurt drink, Greek yogurt, kimchi, miso, or sometimes you can get it in supplement. Okay, that's why you will sometimes you will see probiotic supplement. So you can actually take obtain probiotic from these sources. Okay, let's move on to Streptococcus thermophilus. Okay, this is the bacteria or that normally found in the yogurt. Okay, so on the right hand side, right, you can see there's a picture. This one, it shows how the Streptococcus or this Streptococcus thermophilus look like under the light microscope when we use 1000 times of magnification. So this is how the bacteria look like. Okay, Streptococcus, it is a gram-positive bacteria, and the shape, it is spherical to ovoid. Okay, it is 0.7 to 0.9 macrometer, so it is very small. Okay, this kind of bacteria, it can only survive for 30 minutes at 60 degrees Celsius. And it cannot survive, or it is not growing, sorry, it is not growing, not cannot survive. Okay, it is not growing at 10 degrees Celsius. Okay, this bacteria, it grows the best, grows actively when the temperature is 37 degrees Celsius. And it always grows well when it appear together with algae at 43 degrees Celsius. Okay, algae is another type of bacteria that normally found in the yogurt. Okay, I will show you how it looks like in the next slide. Okay, algae, it actually stands for Lactobacillus bulgaricus. Okay, this is how on the right hand side it shows you the picture on how this algae bacteria looks like. Okay, under the microscope, 1000 times of magnification. So this is how it looks like. Okay, algae, it is a kind of a gram-positive bacteria, and it is slender rods with rounded ends, as you can see over here. And it always occurs singly or in chain of 3 to 4 short roots. That's why some of when you look at the pictures, right, some of the bacteria is slightly longer because it grows in a chain of 3 to 4 roots, and it grows the best or grows actively when the temperature is 45 degrees Celsius. And this bacteria LB, it can tolerate low pH. That means it can survive a slightly acidic condition, and it helps to hydrolyze casein. Okay, this bacteria, it helps to hydrolyze casein. Casein, it is a type of kind of protein. Okay, it is a kind of protein, and you always, when you look at the food label, right, of your yogurt, commercial yogurt, you always see this ST and LB, they appear together. Why? This is because scientists, they found there's a symbiotic relationship between these two bacteria. Okay, what happened is at first, this Streptococcus or ST, it is actively growing, but the growth rate is slowed down when the level of acidity reached 0.5%. At the very beginning, it grows very fast, but when the condition becomes slightly acidic, so the growth rate, it will be slowed down. But after that, when the acidity become 0.5, so LB LB can still tolerate this acidity, and it can still active under acidic condition. Okay, so ST and LB, each bacterium, they stimulate the growth of the other one. So they are helping each other, okay, during the growing process. That's why you always see ST always come together with LB. And sometimes, if you look at the food label, right, on the commercial yogurt, sometimes you will see other bacteria also. Yes, some companies, they are adding in other bacteria also, but ST and LB are both the normal or commonly used bacteria in the preparation of yogurt. Okay, before we go to understand or learn about the concept how yogurt is formed, let us look at what are the composition that found inside the milk. Okay, as all of we know, milk, it contains protein, lactose. Okay, lactose, it is a kind of sugar, okay, that found in the milk. Some of the people around us, right, they are not able to, they get stomach pain or diarrhea after they consume milk. This is because their body not able to break down this lactose. The body lack of the enzymes to break down the lactose. Okay, so it is the sugar that found in the milk, and besides that, we have fat, calcium, vitamins, and other minerals that I didn't list down over here. So these are the major compositions that found in milk. Okay, after we understand the composition of the milk, right, now we can go slightly detail on how yogurt is formed. Okay, so what happened is, okay, what I draw over here, right, is a picture that I sketched over here is a picture of Streptococcus. You just imagine this circular thing. It stands for Streptococcus thermophilus, a bacteria. Okay, so on the surface of this bacteria, right, there's one orange color things over here. This is known as galactoside permease. Okay, so what is the function of this galactoside permease? Okay, this galactoside permease, right, it is a kind of enzyme that will make this membrane, the membrane of Streptococcus, to be permeable to this lactose. Okay, it's too permeable to this lactose. So as a result, the lactose molecule, the sugar molecule that found inside the milk, can be brought or can go into this bacteria Streptococcus. So with this galactoside permease, it makes the membrane of this Streptococcus become permeable to lactose, so lactose can go inside the bacteria. So it will become the picture like this, like what you see on the right hand side. Okay, so what happened to the lactose after go into the bacteria? So in the bacteria, there is one enzyme which is known as lactase. So this lactase, it will break down lactose. Okay, this lactase, it will break down lactose into glucose and galactose. So now there is no more lactose because all the lactose taken into the bacteria already broken down by lactase to form glucose and galactose. Okay, so what happened to the glucose after this? Okay, after this process, right, this bacteria will undergo the fermentation process. Okay, fermentation process, right, means the bacteria, it get energy from the glucose without the using of oxygen, or what we call as anaerobic conditions, no oxygen. Okay, without using oxygen, the bacteria will break down this glucose to form lactic acid. So during this process, the bacteria is getting energy from the glucose, okay, without using oxygen. So this process is known as fermentation. So glucose is converted or is broken down into lactic acid. Okay, as all of us we know, lactic acid, it is a kind of acid, so it will reduce the pH of the milk. Okay, so the milk will become acidic condition, and it will form curd. But some of you maybe will feel you will curious why initially the milk is in liquid form, but how come why when there's a presence of acid, then the milk, it will change from liquid form into curd form, or what we call like slightly solid form. Okay, why is this thing happening? Okay, this is because of the protein. Okay, protein. Okay, I try to make it simple to all of you, because some of you maybe you do not have a science background, but don't worry, I try to simplify it. Okay, what is protein actually? Protein, it is a kind of macromolecules. That means it is a big molecule. So you just imagine this picture, it shows you a kind of protein, okay, a big molecule. Okay, this protein, right, it is made up of a lot of amino acids. So you just imagine each of this individual, it refers to one amino acids. So one amino acid is joining together with the other one, with the other one, with the other one, and with the other one. So it means that this protein, right, it is made up of a lot of amino acids. So a lot of amino acids, they join together, they hold together by some chemical bonds, and then they will make up a macromolecule, which is known as protein. Okay, which is known as protein. Okay, now, right, we need to zoom into each of these amino acids. Okay, so from a bigger view, we zoom into a smaller view. Okay, so you already know that protein, it is a large molecule that make up of a lot of amino acids. And now I would like to show to all of you, and this is the basic structure of amino acids. Okay, these amino acids, it comprise of this NH2 group, H group, hydrogen, or COOH group, and also R group. Okay, there are 20 types of amino acids. Okay, in our daily life, there are 20 types of amino acids, all having the same structure except the R. Okay, all these 20 types of amino acids having the same structure except R. So there are 20 types of R group over here. Okay, some of the R group, they are polar. Some of the that means they can dissolve in water. Some of the amino acids are non-polar. It means they cannot dissolve in water. Some of the R group, they are negatively charged, but some of the amino acids, they are positively charged. So there are different types of amino acids, okay, with different R groups. So maybe some of you don't really understand all this structure. It looks very strange for all of you. Don't worry, I try to simplify to all of you by using this Lego block. Okay, I'm sure all of you have seen Lego block before, right? There are different types of block with different shape, with different color. So you just imagine there are 20 types of Lego blocks. Okay, so each of them, they represent one type of amino acids. So when you have different types of amino acids that join together, it will give you different shape. Okay, so you just use this diagram, right? You just imagine when they have there are different types of amino acids that join together, it will give you different shape. Okay, as you can see here, different shape when you join different types of amino acids together. Okay, so this amino acids, right, when they are joining together, there are some chemicals bonds that found inside this protein. Okay, so this, you just imagine each of this, they are referring or they are representing one type of protein. Okay, so inside this protein, right, there are a lot of chemical bonds. Okay, a lot of chemical bonds that helps to maintain the shape. Okay, so this one, the chemical bonds, it will give the protein the structure and also the shape. Okay, what happened is when there's a presence of lactic acid, like what I mentioned earlier, when the bacteria take in the lactose are broken down into glucose and galactose. So the bacteria is using up glucose, and then it will produce lactic acid. So what happens is this lactic acid, it will lower down the pH of the milk. Okay, when the milk become acidic, this acid, right, it will disrupt the bonds, chemical bonds that found inside the protein. Okay, when the bonds, for example, when the bonds in the proteins are disrupted or broken down, so the shape of the protein will change. So the same concept that happened in the yogurt making. Okay, so when there's a presence of lactic acid, the pH of the milk is being lowered down. So this acidic condition, it will disrupt the chemical bonds in the protein. So when the chemical bonds in the protein already change, so the shape or the structure of the protein will change. That's why the curd will form. So initially the milk, it is in liquid form. When there's a presence of acid, so it disrupts the chemical bonds. So the shape of the protein is changing from initially the liquid form to form curd. So that's why you get your yogurt. Okay, this is just a basic concept on how yogurt is formed. Okay, is there any questions up to here on the concepts of or the basic theory of the making of yogurt? Okay, if no, then I would like to explain in details what are the materials that you need while you are doing your yogurt. Okay, very simple. You only need milk. If you like fresh milk, you can use fresh milk. If you want to lose weight, if you're scared of fat, you can use low-fat milk. Okay, you can use full cream milk. You can use any types of milk that you like. And also you need live cultures. Okay, live cultures here means it refers to a small cup of yogurt. You can purchase it in the market, preferably original flavor. Okay, preferably original flavor. And you also need a cooking pot, or cooking pan, a spoon, and also clean and sterile bottles. So these are the things that you need. Okay, or the things that you need to prepare before you do your yogurt. Okay, after we have our materials, let's go to the procedure. Okay, so let's go to the procedure. So first of all, you have to measure 500 ml of fresh milk. If you like to prepare more, then you can have more. If you don't have enough of 500 ml, don't worry also, you can still use it. And you just pour them into a cooking pot. And you have to heat the milk until it becomes hot, okay, by using stove. And please remember, while you're heating the milk, right, you need to stir the milk. And please avoid boiling the milk. Okay, please avoid boiling the milk. Okay, after the milk become hot, you have to turn off the flame and let the milk to cool down. Okay, after the milk has been cooling down, you have to add in 2 spoons of commercial yogurt into the milk, and you stir the milk properly until it homogenizes. After that, you have to pour the milk into a clean container and place the container at room temperature for at least 4 hours. So these are very wordy, right? I believe some of you don't really like to read all these words, but don't worry, I already make a simplify it and take the picture and show over here. So first of all, you just pour your milk into the cooking pot and you place it on the stove to heat up your milk. Okay, remember while heating the milk, right, you have to stir it, gently stir it, so that the it won't get the lowest part of the milk, right, will not get burnt. So you have to stir it, gently stir it while you're heating it and avoid boiling the milk. Okay, after the milk becomes hot, right, you have to turn off the flame and you have to let the milk to cool down. Sometimes when I don't want to wait for a very long time, right, I will just take a basin and I will fill in water. So what I do is I fill in water. I will take the whole cooking pot and dip or immerse into this basin that contain water. Okay, by using these methods, right, it helps to cool down the milk faster. Okay, sometimes, right, some of you, maybe you will ask me, when should I add in the commercial yogurt and what is the most suitable temperature? Okay, for me, I always like to use my hand, and by using the spoons, right, I take a few drops of the milk and I place it on my hands to test for the temperature of the milk. Okay, when the temperature is still warm and it is not hot and not hurting your hand, now you can add in the yogurt. Okay, you can actually pour in or by using spoons, you scoop a few scoops of spoons of yogurt into your milk. Okay, after that you have to gently stir it. Okay, you have to gently stir it. Make sure it is the yogurt that you pour in, right, is homogenized or mixed well with the milk. Okay, we want to make sure all these bacteria, right, bacterial cultures are well distributed in your milk. Okay, after that you have to prepare clean bottles, sterile bottles. You pour the those milk into the clean and sterile bottles, and you have to close tightly, cap it nicely, and place the bottles at room temperature for at least 4 to 5 hours. Okay, after 4 to 5, during this moment, please do not go and shake the milk. You no need to shake the bottles. You just leave it there for 4 to 5 hours. Please avoid facing sunny environment. Okay, it will actually affect the process. So you just put it at any place inside your house. You can put it on the table or in the kitchen or anywhere, as long as avoid sunlight, exposing to sunlight. Okay, so after 4 to 5 hours, right, you can go and observe the bottles. You will see the milk curd will form. So after the curd is forming, right, it means that it indicates that your yogurt already formed. So your yogurt is ready to be served, and you can serve your yogurt together with the nuts that you like or the fruits that you like. Okay, so it's very simple, and I prepared a video that I would like to share with all of you. Okay, on the process of the making of yogurt. Okay, this is just a simple video that I would like to share with you on the process of the making of yogurt. You can use any types of milk, okay, that you like. As for the commercial yogurt, right, you can actually purchase any brands also. Okay, not necessarily you have to follow the brand that I'm using. Okay, I would like to share with all of you this short video clip. Okay, so this video is showing you the process on how the yogurt is made until how the yogurt is formed. Okay, after a few hours. Okay, I would like to share with you on this. Okay, in this part, right, you will see you will be, if you're doing the yogurt, right, you'll be facing the same conditions also. After a few hours, right, you will be seeing two layers of things that form in your bottles. Okay, the one that floating on the top, right, yes, slightly yellowish in color. This layer actually this part is known as whey, WHEY. Okay, WHEY, and the curd, right, is the yogurt that you have. Okay, this way, right, you no need to remove the whey. You can actually still consume this whey, because this whey, right, it is a kind of protein also, and it contains a lot of amino acids also. So you can consume this whey, this yellowish color liquid together with your yogurt. Okay, it is safe. Don't worry. Okay, so the formation of whey, sometimes you will see there are a lot of whey, sometimes there are only a little bit of whey. Okay, so you can actually keep this and it is safe for you to consume. Okay, don't throw away, because there are a lot of proteins that found inside this layer. Okay, so this is generally the how you prepare the yogurt. Okay, so I would like to continue with the slides. Okay, in this yogurt making process, right, you will notice that we need to heat the milk. Okay, what is the purpose of heating this milk? Okay, first of all, it helps to destroy all unwanted microorganisms. Okay, although the milk that you bought from the supermarkets, right, it already sterile, but we hope to like really clean up all the microorganisms to make sure it is safe for you to consume. So we heat the milk to destroy some organisms that may be accidentally found in your milk. And secondly, heating the milk, it helps to break down some milk proteins. Okay, at the same time, heating the milk also helps to denature the whey protein that found in the milk. Okay, when you denature the whey protein in the milk, it will help to increase the viscosity of the milk. So that's why your milk will become slightly creamy. And also denaturation of whey protein, it eases the digestion. So it is easily for your stomach and gastrointestinal tract to digest this whey protein when they are broken down by the heat. Okay, so this is the purpose of heating the milk. Okay, so after that, we have to look at what are the factors that will influence the making of the yogurt. Okay, first of all is the type of bacteria that we use. Okay, as I mentioned earlier, normally we will use ST and LB. Okay, because there is symbiotic relationship between these two bacteria. And also the natural inhibitors that found in the milk also, it will affect the making of yogurt. That's why we need to heat our milk to denature or to break down these inhibitors. Okay, and also the temperature that the temperature that we use when we want to make the yogurt, right, also it will affect the making of yogurt. Okay, if the temperature is too high, while you pour in the bacterial cultures, right, if the temperature is too high, such for example 45 degrees Celsius, right, it's too hot, so all the bacterial cultures will die. So at the end, you will not able to get any yogurt, because all the cultures will die, no fermentation. Okay, so the best temperature will be 30 to 40 degrees Celsius. If you just place your bottles in the room temperature, it should be nice. You should be able to get a smooth and more stable yogurt. Okay, however, if the temperature is too low, it takes a longer time. Okay, because the bacteria is not very active at low temperature. Okay, so it takes a longer time for the fermentation to occur. Okay, a gentle reminder to all of you. Some of you, maybe you have sweet tooth, you like sweet stuffs. Okay, you want to have a very sweet taste, your yogurt to be very sweet taste. So some of you, maybe you want to add sugar. Okay, my suggestion is no, please do not add sugar into the milk when you are preparing the yogurt. Why? This is because if you have a lot of sugars in your milk, you will accidentally feed some undesirable bacteria. So try to avoid this by not putting in any sugar. Okay, if you like yogurt with sweet taste, you can actually add in honey before you serve your yogurt. Okay, so please take note on this. Okay, for some of you who don't really like the smell of yogurt, but don't worry, you can still enjoy yogurt by producing non-dairy yogurt. Okay, for example, this is what I did at my house. So I will just use soybean and soak it for overnight. I blend it and I filter it to get the soy milk. Okay, so by using the soy milk, I will proceed with the yogurt making process. The process is still the same, just that I replace milk, cow's milk, with this soy milk. Okay, if you don't want to prepare your own soy milk, don't worry, you can still purchase it from the market, and you bring back and you have to heat it up to kill those bacteria, unwanted bacteria, and also to denature some of the proteins that are found in the soy milk. Okay, the process will still be the same, except that you're just replacing cow's milk with soy milk. If you don't want to have soy milk as the non-dairy yogurt, you can actually replace it with almond milk. Okay, almond milk that you can purchase it in the market. Okay, the process of making is still the same, just that you replace the milk, the types of milk. Okay, yeah, another tips for all of you. While you are preparing the yogurt, while you are making the yogurt, please avoid to have any conversation with your friend or with your family members while you are making it. Why? This is because when you are talking, right, you are having conversation with others, so some of your saliva maybe will accidentally spit into your yogurt culture. So your yogurt will get contaminated. So try to avoid having conversation while you are doing this yogurt. Okay, if you want to be on the safe side, you can actually wear mask while you are preparing yogurt. Okay, some of you maybe you will ask me, how long can you keep the yogurt? Okay, for me, my practice is I will always refer to the expiry date of the milk. Okay, so how long can you keep the yogurt? It depends on the expiry date of the milk that you use. Okay, and another tips to share with all of you is you only need to purchase the yogurt once. Okay, this is very good for all of you. You can save a lot of money because you only need to purchase commercial yogurt once. So I would like to share with you my experience and also my normal practice. Every time when I prepare yogurt, right, I always like to prepare 2 bottles. Okay, 2 bottles. So I will consume the first bottle first, and before I start consuming the second bottle, I will prepare my next batch of yogurt. Okay, I will prepare my next batch of yogurt. So before I consume the second bottle, I will just take 2 spoons out to prepare the next batch of yogurt. So every time I will prepare 2 bottles, I will consume the first bottle first. Then before I start consuming the second bottle, I will take out a little bit as the starter first for the next batch of yogurt. Okay, if you only prepare 1 bottles, right? Every time if you only prepare 1 bottles, you open the cap, you put in your spoon, you scoop out, then you close it, and then the second time you repeat the same process. So if you are using the same bottles, right, as the live culture, right, for your next batch of yogurt, right, sometimes maybe you will accidentally you close and open and close and put in your spoons, right? Sometimes other unwanted bacteria will go in also. Okay, so it is not very safe. So to be on the safe side, I will prepare 2. I will consume the first bottle first. Before I start with the second bottle, I will prepare my second batch first. So this is to ensure the yogurt is not contaminated. Okay, so it is safe to consume it also and to prepare for the next batch also. So this is one tips that I would like to share with all of you. Okay, yeah. For those who don't go out because of CMCO, you don't go out to the supermarket, when you go to the supermarket, you forgot to buy your commercial yogurt. Don't worry, you can still prepare the yogurt if you have this probiotic supplement inside your house. Okay, and the steps will be still the same. You still heat the milk, stir the milk, let the milk to cool down. Just that the process of adding in the commercial yogurt, right? You replace it with this supplement. So what you have to do is you just take out the supplement, you use the scissors to cut out the capsule if it is in capsule form, and you pour the powder things, those probiotic into your milk and stir it gently, and you still repeat the same process. So you can actually using probiotic supplement to prepare your yogurt. Okay, another tips that I would like to share with you is on how do you sterile your bottles. Okay, as I mentioned earlier, all the bottles that you use must be clean and sterile. Okay, how do you sterile the bottles? On the right hand side, right, on your left hand side, okay, this is a bad way of sterile bottle. As you can see over here, even though you are cooking, you're having a cooking pot, right? And you have some water inside, and then you try to boil the water, but the mouth or the opening of this bottles is facing the atmosphere. So what happens is when this opening, the opening of the bottles are facing the atmosphere, right? So sometimes some dust, it can go into this bottle. Some dust or some microorganisms that you can't see by using your naked eye will accidentally go into your bottles. So your bottle is not really clean or not really sterile unless you have a big cooking pot with a lot of water, you immerse, you dip in your bottles and you cook it, then it is okay. But if you have only a little bit of water, you cook like this, right? So this is not a good practice. Okay, try to avoid this because some dust or microorganisms can just simply go into the bottles. Okay, on the right hand side, okay, so this is the proper way on how you sterile or you sterile the bottles. So you can actually use a steamer to clean your bottles. So make sure the mouth or the opening of the bottles, right, is facing down, not facing the atmosphere. So when you are sterile or cleaning the bottles, right, the dust or microorganisms, they will not go into your bottles. So this is the proper way for you to prepare your bottles or sterile your bottles. Okay, yeah, now is rainy season, always raining in the afternoon, so it seems very difficult to form curd. Okay, as I mentioned earlier, if the temperature is very high, the bacteria is not active. When the bacteria is not active, it is hard for the milk to form curd. So this is another experience that I would like to share with you. I will use my rice cooker. I will add in some water and make the water in the rice cooker to become warm. Okay, make sure it is warm and not hot. Okay, and I will put a stand into my rice cooker, and I will put my bottles of yogurt on the stand. Okay, and then I will cover the rice cooker for maybe 1 to 2 hours. Then you will notice that the yogurt form faster. Okay, so don't worry, you no need buy a yogurt maker. You can just use this method. Okay, it is much better. Okay, so remember, you just need to take note that the water is not boiling. Okay, it is just nice and warm, and you can just place in your yogurt. Okay, so your yogurt will form faster. Okay, some of you, maybe you are very curious, you don't really understand what is the differences between yogurt and yogurt drink. Actually, you can prepare yogurt drink on your own also, at your own house also. This is the way to prepare yogurt drink. Okay, first of all, you must have milk and the yogurt that you prepare, and you can prepare some fruits that you like. And if you have sweet tooth, you like sweeter taste, you can add in some honey. So you just put all these ingredients into a blender, you just blend them, mix it well, then your yogurt drink is ready to be served. So it is very easy for you to prepare yogurt drink. Okay, some of you maybe I'm sure some of you have seen Greek yogurt before. Maybe you don't really understand what's the meaning of yogurt and what is the meaning of Greek yogurt. Okay, actually Greek yogurt, right? It means strained yogurt. Okay, that means, right? The manufacturer or the factories that produce yogurt, right? They strain the yogurt by using a strainer. Okay, what they did was they use a strainer or filter to filter out the whey, okay, the yellow color liquid things. That's why the yogurt, Greek yogurt that they produce is much more concentrated, thicker and creamier because the whey, the excessive whey already removed. That is why Greek yogurt is much more expensive as compared to yogurt. Okay, if you ask me whether it is safe to prepare strained Greek yogurt at your home or not, my answer is no. I will not suggest you, or I will not encourage you to prepare Greek yogurt on your own by using the sieve. Okay, I know some of you, you have this kind of sieve at your home. You just you can put the yogurt, right, inside the sieve and then let the whey to filter out. Okay, I will not suggest you to do this. Why? This is because when you are straining or filtering your yogurt, right, some of the unwanted bacteria that found in your atmosphere, in the air, right, it will accidentally go into your yogurt. So I will not suggest you to do Greek yogurt at your home unless you purchase this kind of strainer, a good strainer that only cater for the making of Greek yogurt. Okay, but it is very unlucky that we can't get it in Malaysia. I researched online yesterday, so it is difficult for us to get this kind of strainer. Okay, if you have this kind of strainer at your home, you can actually prepare your own Greek yogurt because you see it is properly covered, so it is not the yogurt is not exposing to the air, so it will reduce the the chances of getting contaminated yogurt. So it is safe for you to prepare your Greek yogurt if you have this kind of strainer. If you have only this kind of sieve, please do not make your own Greek yogurt by using this sieve. Okay, you will get maybe your yogurt will be contaminated by some bacteria, unwanted bacteria. Okay, so this is about Greek yogurt. Okay, yeah, one more thing is about Greek yogurt and Greek style yogurt. Okay, I'm sure if you go to supermarket frozen department, you will see, sometimes you will see the yogurt selling in the market is written Greek yogurt and Greek style yogurt. What are the differences actually? Yeah, just very simple. Greek style yogurt, actually it refers to normal yogurt plus artificial thickeners. So some of the factory, right, when they want to prepare Greek style yogurt, they will add in artificial thickeners to make the yogurt become thicker. Okay, the artificial thickeners that they use, right, could be gelatin, could be gum, could be starch. Okay, so if you want to choose between Greek yogurt and Greek style yogurt, I will suggest you to go for Greek yogurt. Okay, because Greek yogurt, it is a strained yogurt. Okay, it is producing through a proper method. It is more concentrated because the excessive whey is being removed out. Whereas Greek style yogurt, they are using artificial thickeners, so it is not very good for health. So I will not suggest you to consume Greek style yogurt. Okay, and yeah, that's the end of my sharing, and thank you very much. Thanks for listening over here, and I hope you learned something today. Is there any questions that you would like to ask?
Thank you, thank you, Dr. Ong. You may scroll up. We have a few questions there. Maybe some you can check whether you have answered.
Okay.
Yes. I want to ask. You say when you heat up the milk, don't let it boil. So when is the point to stop heating?
When you can see some bubbles is started to come out. Then you can
Oh,
turn off the flame.
okay, thank you.
Okay, welcome.
I also have some questions.
Uh-huh.
Just now you
Yes.
mentioned that the whey is actually a protein, right? A good
Yes.
source of protein. And then the Greek yogurt is actually yogurt but without the whey.
Yes.
But
They
why
remove excessive whey.
many gym trainers or gym coach they actually advise us to take Greek yogurt other than yogurt?
Okay, this is, as I mentioned earlier, Greek yogurt is much more concentrated. So it contains a lot of proteins. Okay, it is more concentrated because they already removed the excessive whey. So it is more concentrated, so it contains more nutrients. More nutrients.
Oh, okay.
Uh,
So in a way, the Greek yogurt is better than the normal yogurt, right?
Yes, because it's more concentrated. That's why it is the excessive whey is being removed. So you need to, for example, in normal yogurt, right? It is 100 ml, but after you strain the normal yogurt, right, it becomes 50 ml only. So because the excessive whey already removed, so you can see the amount is reducing. So that's why it is much more expensive to get the same amount of Greek yogurt. So it's more concentrated and it contains more nutrients.
Oh, okay, understood. Thank you.
I saw a questions from Yong Zihui. After the curd is formed, do we need to store it in the fridge? Yes, of course, you need to place your yogurt in the fridge. And one more thing, sometimes, right, maybe you already prepare your yogurt, right? You don't have time to consume it. You just leave it in the fridge for a few days. Okay, you will notice the taste of the yogurt become more sourish. Don't worry, it is still safe to consume. This is because, right, the fermentation still occurring, so the bacteria still producing lactic acid. So your yogurt will slightly sour. The taste is slightly sour. Don't worry, it is still safe to consume also. Yeah, there's one more question from one of the participants. Can we heat up the milk over a pot of boiling water to desired temperature? Yes, you can do this. Okay, sometimes if I'm not rushing, I will just steam my milk. Okay, I will still steam my milk and replace it with the heating of the milk. You can steam the milk and then let the milk to cool down and you add in your yogurt. You can still do it. There's one more questions. For the next time we do yogurt, can we use the yogurt that we make as live capsule? Yes, yeah, you can use it. That's why I mentioned earlier you only need to purchase the yogurt once. Some of you maybe you ask me what is the proportion or the how many supplements that you need to add into while you are making yogurt. Okay, my answer is if you put in a lot of supplements, right, like a lot of cultures in your yogurt, so your yogurt tends to form faster because there are more bacteria. So when you have more bacteria, right, so the fermentation occur faster, so produce more acid, so your yogurt form faster. There's one more questions asking about other than Lactobacillus and Streptococcus, what other bacteria that we can use. Okay, I think, right, if I'm not mistaken, if sometimes when I bought last time when I bought those commercial commercial yogurt, right, they are using some other strain of bacteria also. For example, Yakult. Okay, Yakult is not using Lactobacillus, bulgaricus, and Streptococcus. But I really forgot what is the strain of the bacteria they use. Okay, if you want to use that strain of bacteria, also can. Okay, is there anything that you wish to ask? I hope you learned something. What happens if we eat contaminated yogurt? You will get stomach pain. No? Yeah, you get stomach pain if you eat contaminated yogurt. That's why try to minimize the contamination while you are preparing the yogurt. So try not to having conversation and try and make sure your bottles are clean and sterile, and make sure you do not leave your yogurt in the air for a very long time. So yeah, this is you can do all this to avoid the contamination. Okay, you will enjoy doing this. I always do this yogurt maybe every week. Every week I'll just prepare two bottles, and I only purchase my yogurt, commercial yogurt, once, because every time I will prepare two bottles. So this one, it helps to make sure the yogurt that I produce is not contaminated. Okay, is there anything that you uh, wish to ask? Normally, we will use glass bottle or glass container to store the yogurt, because when I sterile the bottles, right? So for me, glass container is the best, because it won't get melt when I sterile it at slightly higher temperature. Okay, so if you have any container that can resist high temperature, right, you can use it to store your yogurt. Not necessarily you have to use glass container.
Good day, doctor.
Yes.
Can you hear me? This is question for my mom.
Uh-huh.
She asked whether this yogurt, right, can we use for face? Because we use yogurt mask for face, the normal yogurt we bought at the store. So is this yogurt can be applied to face as well?
So far, I've never tried before. Maybe I will try it in the afternoon, but I guess should be fine.
Okay. Is it the same, right? It's the same thing, right? The normal yogurt we buy?
The yogurt that I share with you on how you prepare the yogurt, right, is the same yogurt that we purchase from the market. Just that in the market, right, maybe they have other preservatives. They add in some sugars to make it tastier. But the yogurt that we produce, right, that we homemade, right, is much more healthier, I can say, because we only use these two materials. We didn't add in any preservative or any artificial sweetener, so it is safe. And yeah, I will say it is healthier and safer.
All right. Thank you, doctor.
You're welcome.
Good afternoon, doctor.
Yes.
May I know how long can the yogurt last for?
Sorry.
How long can the yogurt last for?
Okay,
Like
how long
days
the
or
yogurt can last for? It depends on the milk that you purchase. The milk that you purchase. So normally I will look at the expiry date of the milk that I purchase, because when you prepare your yogurt, right, you need to buy milk. So you just look at the food label, look at the deadline, the expiry date of the milk. So I will follow that one.
Oh, all right. Thank you.
Okay, welcome.
What if you use milk powder?
I have seen some paper earlier on, some sharing by other people. They use milk powder also, but so far I never tried before. Yeah, maybe if you have milk powder, because I don't have milk powder, maybe you try and then you can share with me. Welcome to share your product, your yogurt with me after you have made it.
Okay, thanks.
Welcome.
Hello, doctor.
Yes.
Earlier you mentioned that you can steam the milk as well, right? May I know how long do you steam it for?
Sorry.
Earlier you mentioned that instead of boiling the milk, instead of heating up the milk, right? You can steam the milk, correct? So how
Yeah.
long do you steam it for?
Uh, I just put it in the steamer for maybe 8 minutes. I just want to make sure the milk is hot. Yeah, it's hot, so that it will kill some bacteria, those bacteria, unwanted bacteria. So I don't really go and count the time. So I just leave it, and then when I feel like, oh, it's time and it's getting hot, then I just turn off the flame and just take out.
Oh, okay, all right, thank you.
Okay, welcome. Okay, is there any questions? Or Miss Lee?
Okay, never mind. While waiting for question, I would just like to inform that we have prepared a feedback form, so I posted the link at the chat. Later, I hope the participants can help us to fill up the form maybe after this webinar. Thank you. Okay, if you still have any question, you may still leave it at the chat box here. Dr. Ong will answer you.
Yes, if you have any questions, please feel free to drop down your questions and I will try my best to share with you the answer.
If we have missed out your question, you may post it again.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. So if you have any question, you can still post it. Before we end this webinar, I would like to take your 5 minutes to share a bit about our KLESF. So in the meanwhile, if you still have any question, you can still post it at the chat box. Okay, so Dr. Ong will answer you after my part. Okay, so let me share my screen first. Okay, so this is about the KLESF International Challenge 2020. Okay, so this is our poster. I would like to share that a good news for the participant there. We extended the deadline to 5th December 2020, Saturday, 11:59 p.m. Due to we receive a lot of response, they need more time to prepare and a bit difficult to work together with the team members. We give the last chance to extend the deadline to 5th December. After that, there won't be any extension anymore. So take the chance to submit your project. Okay, this is how to go to our website, www.klesf.net, and this is the QR code to go to the challenge page. Okay, so this is also this is just a brief of the competition. The competition is divided into primary and secondary school. Then the teams are, you can choose either Sustainable Development Goal 3, Good Health and Well-being, or Sustainable Cities and Community Goal 11. Then this is the assessment criteria and then the participation and the rules. So the deadline is extended to 5th December, and then the winner announcement is on 20th December at 10 a.m., which is during our ESF event. So if you have any question, you can drop me an email. And sorry that due to we receive a lot of question and response from the participants. So me and my team members, we need more time to respond. So please be patient, and we are sorry for delaying all your question. Okay, so this is another competition. This is 3-minute video competition, Innovative Young Educator. So it's divided into 2 groups. Group A is for 16 and 17 years old. Group B is for 18 to 19 years old. So if you want to know more the detail, you can go to KLESF website also. We have put the details there. This is just some of the details. So the competition is open to Malaysians only, Malaysian student only. Then it could be the participation could be sole, in pair, or maximum of 3 members. So now we video submission, and then the due date is on 4th December 2020, Friday, 5:30 p.m. Then the result also will be announced during the EKLESF also on 20th December, the last day. Okay, then next, this is our main poster for the EKLESF. EKLESF will be held on 12th to 20th December. This is a virtual event filled with STEM workshops, webinar, and quizzes. So we have some workshop or webinar that is confirmed. This is just a few 6 that is confirmed. So you can see Dr. Ong also will take part also. She will be giving the webinar for the with the title How to Make Your Own Cheese. So maybe you can come also to support her also if you would like to know more. Okay. This is our Facebook page, Kuala Lumpur Engineering Science Fair. So we will keep updating our the EKLESF event at the Facebook and website also. So please like our page for more updates. So just we will still having, actually we're having more competition and workshop for this EKLESF, but just some we are just confirm the details and preparing the poster and so on. So we will keep posting the activities. Then if you join our activities, so we also will have some like mini quizzes or the competition that announced during the webinar. So like for example, if you have a workshop, then we will announce that we have a competition for this workshop and so on. Then you submit your the work in 2 to 3 days. Then after that, you will be the winner will be awarded with the KLESF limited edition merchandises like the t-shirts, the IT stuff like power bank, earphone, and so on. So we will announce this later. So hope you can support KLESF. Okay, that's all from me.
Hello, can I take over to answer
Yeah,
a few questions from
yeah.
the participants?
I
Okay,
stop.
I'm so sorry. Maybe sometimes, right, I will overlook your questions because there are a lot of participants posting comments in the meeting chat. So maybe I will accidentally miss out your message or your questions. Okay, there's one question about how much to use if using probiotic supplement. Okay, because I don't really know the concentration of the supplement that you have. Okay, so you can just maybe you can try with 1 or 2 tablets first or capsule first, and you just use the scissors to cut out the capsules, and then you just pour in the supplements into the milk. Okay, as I mentioned earlier, if you have you pour in more supplements, you have more bacteria, so your yogurt will form faster. Okay, and there's another question, right? Ask me whether she can use lemon instead of commercial yogurt. Um, we for this case, right, when you are making yogurt, we are not using lemon because lemon, when you put in lemon juice, right, lemon does not contain any bacteria, so you will not get any your yogurt that form. Okay, if you are using lemon. Okay, some of you ask me whether you can use UHT milk or not instead of fresh milk. My answer is yes. You can prepare your yogurt by using UHT milk. And some of you may you ask me whether you can use yogurt drink as a starter. My answer is yes. Okay, just that you have to take note. Yogurt drink, right? It contains lesser bacteria. Okay, the concentration of bacteria is slightly lesser. It is not as concentrated as yogurt, so you can use yogurt drink. Maybe you either you add in more yogurt drink as the starter, or you leave it let the culture set for a longer time in order for your yogurt to form. Okay, you can still use the yogurt drink as the starter. Okay, how do we judge whether the yogurt cannot consume anymore? Maybe sometimes you look at the color of the milk. Okay, sometimes if it become reddish in color, so try not to consume it anymore. Okay, normally I will look at the color of the yogurt. If it become reddish in color, so I will not consume it anymore. But so far it never happened to my side. So I have been preparing yogurt since June until now. So yeah, I never faced this problem. So I can only tell you that if the color of the yogurt has been changed, so try not to consume that. Okay, there's one more question. Do we need to make sure the sterile bottles are dry before pouring the yogurt? For me, it's okay also if the bottles is not dry. Okay, but make sure it is well sterile. Okay, if you want to dry out the bottles also can. If you don't have enough time to dry out also, it doesn't matter. Okay, but just want to make sure that the bottle is clean and sterile. Can we mix some fruits like blueberry into the yogurt after fermentation had finished? Okay, I will not encourage you to directly add in your blueberries into the yogurt once your yogurt already formed. So I would like to recommend or suggest you to add in the fruits before you serve your yogurt. Okay, because sometimes, right, if you have some fruits inside the yogurts, right, maybe this fruits, right, it contains some glucose, so it will be a food source for some unwanted bacteria. So try to avoid this thing. So because we don't want to grow unwanted bacteria, so try to avoid this and try to add in your fruits into the yogurt before you consume it. If we make our yogurt drink from homemade yogurt, how long will it last? So far, I never prepare yogurt drink and keep it in the fridge for a very long time. Maybe because you blend it together with the fruits, right? So again, I will not suggest you to leave it in the fridge for a very long time. So because the fruits contain some glucose, so you will accidentally grow some bacteria, unwanted bacteria also. So maybe you can just keep it for 1 to 2 days, maybe. Because I never try keeping yogurt drink for a few days. I'm so sorry. Okay, is there anything that you wish to, you have any doubts that you wish to share, ask? Please feel free to drop your message over here, so I will try my best to answer your questions or your doubts. Okay, over to you, Miss Lee. Do you have any other things to add on?
No more from me, that's all. So we'll wait for a while if any participants have any question. If we miss out, please paste your question again, please. Thank you.
Please feel
I
free
just,
to,
I
yes?
just like to thank Dr. Ong and Yuta for this excellent webinar. Thank you very much.
You're welcome. Thanks for joining. I have another session on how to make your own cheese.
Yeah, I'll try to join.
Welcome to participate.
We will still wait for maybe about 5 minutes. So in case you have any question, you can still drop here. Okay, thank you everyone for attending the webinar. I think there's no more questions, so we will end our webinar here. Thank you, Dr. Ong, again. In case you have any question to ask, you can also drop your question here or email to us, then I will help to pass to Dr. Ong. Thank you. Thank you everyone for attending. Have a nice day.
Thanks everyone. Thanks for joining this webinar. I hope you learned something and have a nice day. Bye everyone.